How the heck did I feel? So if you're new to this channel, I am doing a series of videos. Some are my VIPKid videos, some are makeup tutorials, and some I have yet to figure out what I'm gonna do, but I find myself to be kind of a well-rounded person, so I bring you this. Today's video is all about how did I feel when I first started with VIPKid. I'll tell you. So first of all, I was a teacher for 6 years, okay? In the classroom, I've taught second grade, I've taught fifth grade, and I've taught pre-K. What? Yes. So I kind of had a variety of ages. I also have my ESL certification, and that was important kind of just in the teaching atmosphere. So I found it really handy when I decided to go for VIPKid because hello, you're teaching ESL. So I was used to the classroom atmosphere, the hands-on, the redirecting that way, just the fun atmosphere of a hands-on classroom, right? How many of you are teachers? How many of you thought about being a teacher? How many of you know someone that's a teacher? Okay, that one's probably most of you. Most of you can at least think of one person that is a teacher in your life. Teaching is one thing. Teaching online is another. So if you thought, man, I can never be a teacher, well, have you thought of online teaching? It's totally doable, okay? That's for another video, but I want to tell you how I felt coming from the classroom to online teaching, what that looked like for me, and maybe how it can help you if you're on this kind of this journey of going to online teaching. So I've been with VIPKid for just over 6 months. Each contract is 6 months long with VIPKid, and I just signed my new contract in November. So we're looking at what? Going on 8 months with VIPKid. So when I first started, I didn't know what to expect. However, let me pause. I do like being online. I like doing videos on Facebook. I did a few videos on Instagram, so I kind of knew the aspect of online. I had done a few YouTube videos, and so I wasn't new to the camera per se. If you're not used to the camera or speaking online, it can be a little weird. It's definitely weird because you're looking at yourself and you're like, what is happening? And then like this, like see right now I'm looking at myself in the camera, but if I'm supposed to be looking at the camera, it looks like this. Do you see the difference? That was kind of something I had to teach myself is don't look at me, look at them, right? At the camera. Most of the time in the lesson though, the information and the content is off to the side, so I'm looking at that anyway, so most of it looks like this. It doesn't matter. They're doing the same thing, so that's cool. So how did I get started? How did I feel? I knew teaching online was going to be very different. During my interview process, I did all the steps and I did not want to spend a chunk of money, right? And so you see my background here. Again, I did not spend a ton of money. However, I didn't have this necessarily when I started. I'll show you a picture of what I did have. All right, cue the picture of a picture, right? Okay, so what did I have? I had a printout of a map, literally a printout from my computer, okay? Super small, but that's okay. I then had this whiteboard, and I still have the apple and the Chinese flag and the VIPKid and the teacher Lindsay. I still have all that and I use it like never. It's just a background. It's just a background that I enjoy. A map. Now, a lot of people have a world map, and that's totally cool. I just couldn't find one, and I found this at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I thought, yes, please. I actually have two. I don't know why. So getting started, this was my setup. Not much has changed. I have the same lighting. Now, lighting was important, okay? Lighting, you want to have LED lights, preferably, so you're not getting a yellow tone necessarily in your camera. You want to be as bright as possible, especially if you're teaching early morning or late nights. It's dark outside, and you can't utilize natural lighting to your advantage. So I have a ring light that you can either buy online or you can make one for like 20 bucks, which is what I did. And or you can just buy lamps and put LED bulbs in them and have them facing at you. There's kind of a lot of options. And then if you want a bonus, put an LED light over in your ceiling fan light, and that helps illuminate the room as well. Okay, so how did I feel? Let's get back to that, right? So I had my mini classroom set up. I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like teaching online. I wasn't sure if that was gonna be a fit for me. Went through the process, I remember it, and I think I started the process on a Saturday, and I was hired by Monday or Tuesday, okay? It was pretty quick. And I thought, well, now what? They encourage you to start teaching, but I didn't really feel confident going into teaching. I felt like I needed to know the lessons. I felt like I needed to really prepare myself and lay out all the props, and I just felt like I didn't know what to expect. And that's okay. That's okay. Here's the good news. They provide you with the PowerPoint of the lesson. So as soon as the student signs up, you can look at it. The PowerPoints are not long. They're like 25 slides each, and you just tick, 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 tick. They're fairly simple, and so it didn't take a lot of prep time. The props, I had to kind of grow my prop base, and you can watch my other video, my top 5 props. I'll link it below, and I encourage you to do that because I feel like those are the props I use all the time, and that will help you get started. And then you just kind of build your collection as you go. I was nervous. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew I wanted to try. So the VIPKid, you can book every 30 minutes, okay? And I decided that I needed more prep time in between. So I actually would book a class, and then I would skip 30 minutes, and then I would book a class, and then I would skip 30 minutes, and then I would book a class. I would teach like maybe 2 or 3 classes, and that was it for the day, because really in reality that would be like a 3-hour period, because I would book and then wait, and that was an hour, and then I would book and then I would wait, and that was an hour, and then I would book and I would wait, and that was an hour. So for 3 hours I'd really only teach 3 classes, which was fine at first, but I knew at some point I needed to kind of step up my game. But at that point, that was about all I could do. And let me tell you, for I don't know, for 2 weeks or so, every time I sat down and I got ready to push the start class, I had butterflies in my stomach. I had butterflies in my stomach. I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. These kids were new. I hadn't seen their faces before. They hadn't seen mine. Number one, I wanted to make a really good impression because I want them to rebook me. And the lessons were new. So it took me time to adjust. But I'd say after about 2 weeks, I felt confident in myself, knowing most of the lessons, knowing how things kind of transition, getting the feedback. It all kind of just started coming together, if this means coming together. Okay, so let's just say 2 weeks passed by. I then decided that I was going to back-to-back book. So I don't remember how many I booked back to back, but I made like I think five or 6 classes back to back, and I did it, and it was not difficult at all. And I thought, why have I not been doing this? And henceforth to now, right? Jump, whoop. We are now back to back classes. I have been as many as classes. I think I've taught 10 in a row, and right now on average I teach 5 to 6. So that's about what I do right now, just because I get to sleep a little bit longer than normal, and my daughter wakes up at 7, so I have to make sure I'm done by 7. But how did I feel? I had the nerves, I had the butterflies. It's totally normal to feel this way, okay? It's totally normal. You're going to feel uneasy. You're gonna feel a little unsure of yourself. You're teaching in a different atmosphere than you might be used to. And if you've never taught at all, then you don't really have anything to compare it to, but you don't really know what to expect. So it's okay. It's okay. And guess what? Most of your classes to start are going to be trial classes. So it's okay if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to. It's just a trial class. Now, if your trial class goes well, then you get $5 if they book with VIPKid. So there's a little bonus, right? So how do you kind of progress over this fear, this uneasy feeling, this, oh, right? Here's how. You do what I'm doing right now. You open your camera on your computer and you film yourself. You either film yourself doing the lessons that you have scheduled, film yourself creating something, right? Practice either looking at yourself or looking at the camera. I would honestly say probably don't look at yourself because then you might get distracted, which happens all the time. But practice filming yourself and then watch it back, and you can kind of see, oh, I need to use more TPR when I'm communicating, which is total physical response. Hello, listen. I see you. Can you say hi? You see what I'm saying? Hand gestures and these motions help them understand what you're saying. TPR. That's also something new that I wasn't really, I talk with my hands, but it was hard for me to remember to use this signal as your turn or listen, right? When I want them to say something, apple, apple. Good job. Okay, but again, very simple. There are lots of videos online that you can watch for TPR, and VIPKid sends you some information on that through the hiring process, so you're good. Practice, 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 doing it, staying consistent, keep trying. If you only teach 3 classes in the month, hey, guess what? That's 3 classes you hadn't taught before and you're getting better. So good job. High five. I urge you, if this is something you're thinking about or you're unsure about, reach out to me, drop some comments below. I'm here to help you in the process of steps to become a VIPKid teacher. If there's something I didn't talk about in this video and you're thinking, well, what if or what about, ask me. I am an open book. I will tell you truthfully what you want to know. So just let me know and let's chat. If this looks like something you want to do, my referral information is in the comments. Just follow the information and you can be on your way to being a VIPKid teacher. Ah. All right, guys, that's all for today. Just know it's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to feel unsure. It happens. It happens with everyone. Think about this. When you have a new job, you're going to be nervous. You don't know anyone. You don't really know what to do. You figure it out because that's what you're going to do. That's your job, right? You figure it out, you do it. And then after like a year being there, you're like, this is easy. I know what to do. Oh, and then a new person comes in and you're like, oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I felt that way. It's normal. Everything you do that you haven't done before is going to make you feel a little uncomfortable. But guess what? Keep going because you'll get better and I will guide you along the way if you'd like me to. All right. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. So until next time, bye.